Today, we are pitting the Mousse 3D Lite versus our professional Creaform GoScan 50. Initially, we were attracted by the form factor of the Mousse 3D. Its weight and size meant we could squeeze it in tighter spaces, such as interiors of cars or the engine bays, for example. The GoScan 50 is heavier, so arm and trigger fatigue are an issue on longer scans. We were, however, disappointed by the length of the connecting cable on the Mousse 3D, as well as some lack of features and the overall performance of the software. We attempted to scan a 3D printed part in two pieces. However, the Mousse 3D had a lot of issues with the circular patterns on top of the larger half. It would lose tracking and create artifacts, regardless of the sensitivity settings or whether the tracking was set to texture or geometry. As we can see here, the algorithm would stitch scan frames in wrong places. It would duplicate features such as the connectors or the ribs. And it would take a really long time to remove the faulty frames and stitch together multiple scans for a full picture. We even put the top of the part back and redid the scan thinking it would help with tracking. But again, we were confronted by constant failures and mismatches when trying to complete the scan. Scanner would still lose tracking frequently, seemingly recover, only to see that misalignments were introduced when fully scanning the part. We also used the turntable to slowly turn the part, avoiding jagged hand motions even though the Mousse 3D supposedly works as a handheld scanner. Even so, at the end of a full revolution, we would see mismatches and misalignments, resulting in a scrapped scan. The GoScan 50 has the option to align using features and reflective targets. This is one of the biggest missing features of the Mousse 3D, which cannot triangulate its position using reflective dots and relies solely on the AI matching algorithm, which, as can be seen, lacks a little bit of training. We see in this example the GoScan 50 briefly loses tracking, but retriangulates perfectly moments later. The results of the GoScan are great. The features are continuous and, most importantly, dimensionally accurate. There are also very few, if any, artifacts on important features. In the end, we managed to get a decent scan with the Mousse 3D, even though we had to manually delete a lot of faulty frames. The overall quality of the mesh itself and the density of the point cloud are great, but the fact that it cannot be trusted to not introduce dimensional inaccuracies and artifacts, paired with a painfully slow processing time of the mesh, means that we cannot currently recommend the scanner or its software for any professional applications. Thank you, and follow us for more reviews.